Hi, welcome to another episode of the ACA shows. My name is Alan Robles, as usual, the host of the show. Today we're going to be talking about monogamy. My guest of the day, Ricardo Wilson.
Hi.
And that's my real question, really, of it. Does it work or doesn't it?
Well,
Yeah?
that depends.
Yeah, of course it depends.
Works for me.
It works for you.
Yeah.
How?
By working a lot, it's a commitment. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you're married, right, with kids, right? I'm engaged, and I'm still of the opinion, right, that monogamy does not work. Right? There's a bunch of stress that is behind it to keep yourself loyal to your woman,
Sure.
and it's actually like both ways. I'm not talking
Sure,
about
sure.
I'm not talking about only by on a male point of view, right? I'm talking about like both sexes, right? And where I'm coming from with this is this article that I've read, right, where they did this study where monogamy was put to the test, basically, right? They have like a bunch of monogamous people, a bunch of non-monogamous people, gays and straight, whatever, right? And it turns out, well, that the non-monogamous relationships are the ones that lasted longer than the monogamous ones. It turns out that monogamy itself, the stress of dealing with like not being able to do what you are basically built or coded to do, if you know what I mean, like release your urges and stuff, right? Actually, that's one of the main things that destroys relationships. It's like really weird, and I'm a monogamous type of guy, but I still feel like yeah, sometimes go somewhere else to get something else might actually refresh it, but yeah, I don't do it because of principles, but it's a stress, you know what I mean? You know where I'm coming from, with this, right?
Sure. But I feel kind of different about that because the hardest roads are the ones less traveled.
Yeah, true.
Nobody likes difficulties,
Yeah, true.
which is the school with the most dropouts,
Mhm.
the toughest schools,
Mhm.
because it's easier to just quit.
Yeah.
Monogamy is just the same thing.
Yeah.
It's easier to just quit.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I totally agree.
But if we put it in the sense of the question, would you like for your partner to cheat on you? First thing that would come to your mind would be, hell no.
I actually think that different. I actually had this conversation with my fiance,
Alright.
which by the way is behind the camera, right? Right, and I actually told her that as long as I don't know anything about it, it won't hurt me, right? If I catch you with it, that's totally different, right? So just put it in the mindset. If you give your partner the right to do whatever the hell she pleases, but you get that same right, but the only rule is never bring it home,
Alright.
right? You don't know, right? Unless it's too obvious, right?
Unless there's an STD.
Yeah. That's completely
Then what's
different.
gonna happen?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
completely
that's
different.
that's not different. That's polygamy right there.
Yeah.
You don't get
But,
STDs from your usual partner.
If you trust your partner, right, to be if you trust your partner like to take that type of responsibility, like to do responsibly and everything like that, and you get that same honor, right, or that same privilege, right. That was the whole point of this study, by the way. Like that the both partners are aware of it, right?
Okay.
And they just don't never bring it home. They never let
Alright.
like who whatever yada yada. That's your own business,
Alright.
right? But when you come home, everything functions normally, right? And while the monogamous ones still end up cheating on each other.
Alright, of course. No,
Right.
I totally accept that point.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
what I mean. That's what I mean. And the thing is, like, when it's so monogamous, right? You're gonna have to sneak around, do all that stuff, because like
Well,
most people cheat.
okay.
Most people cheat.
No, of course, that's true. But I feel that if there's love in the relationship,
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
there's love in the relationship, it won't work unless it's monogamous. I don't feel it would.
And that's a moral issue. I think that's actually very like different between
No,
other
it's
people.
not. I don't feel it's moral. It has to do with love.
Yeah, like, I love my woman
Seriously.
like to death. I don't want anybody else.
Yeah, I'm my
Right.
wife's little baby. The day I'm no longer my wife's little baby, I will cry like a little baby.
Yeah, understood.
So I try and do my best and not to cheat and not to play around.
Yeah.
And again, it's all about commitment. Of course, if you
Yeah.
make the choice to say, hey, we're going to have this relationship and we don't commit on the sexual part, all right, but someday it will bring up an issue. I think
Yeah, but
depending
yeah,
on the upbringing.
yeah, of course, of course.
Here on the island, we're very old school.
Here's a taboo. You know, you
Of
don't do it.
course.
Here's a funny
Or
part. That's why I
it's
bring it
not
up.
a taboo, it's just a public secret. You
Yeah,
know?
that's why I bring it up, right? I have this impression of Arubans, right? They ain't loyal for shit.
No, it's just hypocrisy. I know, yeah.
Hypocrisy, right? So if I have to propose that, like, let's say, like, me and my fiance are no longer together, and I find myself another woman, right? Like the ideal situation would be a non-monogamous relationship, right?
Alright.
Personally, because I don't like to deal with that type of stress, and you know, if I happen to find something on the side that I could deal with, and like that one time thing,
I
whatever,
see. The key's right there.
right?
You don't want to handle the stress.
Yeah, but
So you're just taking the easiest path.
no.
That's my personal opinion.
I'm actually quite loyal, very loyal actually to
Alright.
to my woman, and
But it's because of love, not
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of the relationship or
No,
trust
it's
or anything
that I
like
love her
that.
absolutely, that I love her absolutely, but it's the conversation that I have with it. I don't hide my feelings of going on, and that's a
Oh
big
no, that's
difference.
very healthy.
That's a big difference, right? Everything that's on my mind, I actually talk to my woman about it, right?
Right.
And that keeps me monogamous. And
Sure.
if I don't do that, like basically most
You're
people
gonna
do,
feel bad.
you're gonna do it, and you don't wanna do a stupid move if
Sure.
you're in a monogamous relationship. Which actually answers my own question. Actually, monogamous relationship can work, but
If there's
yeah,
trust
if there's
and confidence.
trust,
Of course.
or actually
Trust and
openness.
confidence without love does not exist.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. But yeah, it has been statistically,
So that's it, yeah.
statistically shown, right?
Yes, statistics.
Non-monogamy works better, but monogamy just takes a lot of time.
Statistics are bad companions, in my personal opinion, because
I like
statistics always depends on how the questions asked.
Okay, I could agree with that point.
Yeah, so I could make a statistic about whatever I want, and it would come out just like I want it, just by changing the questions.
No,
But
research.
reality, it's hard.
Yeah. But I just find it kind of weird, you know. We as human beings are totally non-monogamous, and we still force ourselves. I mean, we ain't pigments, man. Like,
Of course not.
a pigment finds a partner, sticks
Of
with it. You
course
know.
not. Yeah, we don't imprint.
Yeah. Let's say it's within our nature not to be monogamous. Yet, once you get into this relationship, like, you know, spiritually.
Oh,
and
here's
everything
the
like that.
thing: spirituality,
Spiritually,
humanity.
yada, yada, you
We
know.
are not 100% animals,
Wow, you
so
can
we
say whatever you
cannot
want.
take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. I still say.
But
like,
it's still, yeah, everybody's different. It's a
Everybody-
conscious decision to be monogamous. And
Yeah.
say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna take it as it comes, and I'm gonna work on it because I love my partner.
Yeah, and I don't want anything else, whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
So I can.
And then again, if you have to cheat, then well, make sure your partner doesn't find out, and make sure you do it in a way that you don't feel guilty afterwards, because that will really kill the relationship. Right there.
Absolutely. I think the guilt part, right, will only be there if you truly are in a monogamous relationship where the other partner doesn't accept it at all, and to be non-monogamous. You know what I mean? But if you're both non-monogamous and you do that, there's absolutely no guilt because you're allowed to, and that's the whole point, really.
Alright, but that depends, because I don't know. When I think polygamy, I think about me having different partners.
No,
So it's like having a wife and maybe a lover,
yeah,
or
something on the
something like
side,
that,
whatever.
yeah.
And then the wife never finds out.
But having a one night stand to me is not polygamous.
Nah, not
That's
really.
one night stand.
See, but that's another mentality.
But then again,
It's the
I
same
think that's
topic.
the guy thing. You know, yeah.
Yeah, and talking about that, right? Gay people, right? They have this unwritten rule, right? Like, you know, okay, cool. They date each other, but they
Oh,
still.
of course.
They
But that's just based on the lack of nourishment.
No, I think it's because like deep down they're just guys. You know, they understand. It's like, yeah, man, just do it and just don't let me know, whatever.
No, I don't think so. Because if they're just guys, then they wouldn't mind letting each other know.
Well, I think that is the hardest part of the whole like issue.
I don't know.
Is really
If my
being
wife
open
says,
about it.
"Baby, I'm coming with a friend tonight. I think you really would like to hump her,"
Man.
I'm not gonna say like, "Baby, no, please don't do it." Oh hell, bring her. We'll have dinner.
Yeah.
Sir, I got a threesome. Awesome. Yeah.
Sweet, but your wife is there.
and she doesn't like that,
Yes.
so it doesn't happen.
Right.
But with gay people, it's like kids, little kids and candy. You know? Oh, my mom didn't allow me to eat candy when I was small, so that's why I'm eating a lot of candy and I'm overweight. Oh, it's okay, baby. I love you still, and I'm overweight too because I wasn't allowed to eat candy either. All right, baby. So you get the cholesterol, I take the diabetes, but we still love each other. I feel with gays, yeah, I feel with gays, it's just the same thing. They don't get couples as early as we do because they're in the closet or under the drawer or just not where we are.
Mhm.
So they don't get as much action as we do. We
Wow.
go around, we're 13, we're 14, we're fooling around, we're playing spin the bottle.
And while
Guys, yeah.
they grew up outside,
Gay
it's not
guys
really their own
couldn't,
thing.
yeah, they couldn't do all of that. So
Yeah.
they are depraved. And once they hit that spot, they start like, oh man, it's an all you can eat buffet from now.
Yeah, and I think that's just
And
generally
since they're
understood with it.
yeah, and
It's
since
just
they're
generally
all
understood.
hungry, then they all say, "Hey, dude, let's eat."
Yeah. Basically, they just understand it, like, do your thing, whatever, yada yada yada. And
I
that's it.
basically think that's just hormone trouble.
Anyways, I think we can conclude that monogamy can work
Of
if
course
worked
it
hard
can.
on.
Sure thing, sure.
And non-monogamous relationships are not a bad thing as long as both parties are open to it,
Sure.
right? And
It's
that's
all about accepting.
yeah, and that's the episode for the day. Remember to subscribe to my channel.
Please do. Yeah.
Yeah, and Anthony G's channel as well. Right? Subscribe to the ACA shows and see you next week on the ACA shows. Peace.